experimental and clinical pharmacology post-COVID era, organized by Maharshi Markandeeshwar College of Pharmacy in collaboration with Maharshi Markandeeshwar Institute of Medical Sciences and Research. We would like to start our day by praying to Goddess Saraswati, and for that, I would request all the dignitaries to join us for the land lighting ceremony.
अरे करो यार, मैं तो कर दूँ।
मैम लाइव चल रहा है।
ओह सॉरी, आई एम सॉरी।
सर लाइव चल रहा है, सर थोड़ा सा लाइव चल रहा है।
ट्रैकिंग में चला रहा हूँ।
फर्स्ट डे से
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Now I would request our dignitaries,
मेरी बात सुनो, तुमने कहाँ लगा दिया
Punjab University Certificate, Dr. Anand Pandey, Professor H. Vijay, Dr. Dinesh Kansal, Professor Emeritus Pharmacology and
Babe.
MMDU, Dr. Dinesh Sharma, Director of Microbiology, MMDUMULLANA, Dr. Sunil Gupta, Senior Principal, MMDU, Dr. Sunil Sharma, Professor, EAU, MMDU, Dr. Manu Sharma, Principal, National Forensic Lab,
तो उसमें लगवाओ ना, मुझे नहीं पता।
I request all you to please introduce ourselves for that. I would like to invite Dr. Anand Pandey for further welcome by Dr. Sunil Gupta. Thank you, sir. Now we like to invite Dr. Neeraj Kumar for further welcome of the next speaker. I would like to invite Dr. Dinesh Kansal for total welcome by Professor Manish. Thank you, sir. I would like to invite Dr. Sunil I would like to invite Dr. Madhu Sharma for floral welcome by Dr. Neelam. Thank you, sir. I would like to invite Dr. Mahesh Sharma for floral welcome by Dr. Neelam. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, ma'am. I would like to invite Dr. Sumit Gupta for floral welcome by Dr. Akash Jain. Thank you so much, sir. With this, we start our technical session chaired by Professor Dr. Anil Sharma, Director of Biotechnology, MMDUMULLANA, Professor Dr. Madhu Sharma, Joint Registrar, National Forensic Lab, Delhi. Thank you, sir, for giving your precious time. We would like to invite our first guest from the day by Dr. Neeraj Kumar Singh, Deputy Librarian, Punjab University, Chandigarh. Dr. Kumar has obtained his MSc from Rajendra University, Jabalpur, and Master of Library and Information Sciences from Delhi University. He did his PhD on radio frequency identification technology application in libraries and information centers across India. He has been awarded with the prestigious Corporate Professional Fellowship in 2017 and otherwise 2012. University Librarian of the Year Award in 2021 by NCLA. Prestigious Best Service Award in 2009 and again in 2011. A portal of handling the artist materials for which White Chancellor presented him an award on the occasion of the Arctic Day ceremony in 2011. He's also been awarded on pieces made by the PUCA at Punjab University. Angelique, please say a great event. Please give a good round of applause for Dr. Neeraj Kumar. We would request our dignitaries, please give a applause. Thank you, sir.
So very good morning to all of you. And before I will start my today's session, I would like to thank the organizer of this university for inviting me and giving me this opportunity to deliver talk on a very important topic that is called research visibility and measuring impact of scientific research. You know, you all are research scholar and student, and we all know the importance of research publications in academics. So in academia, there is a common phrase, it's called publish or perish. So you need to publish research paper in quality journals continuously throughout your lifetime. on any academic position, one of the important parameters is how much research you have published. And at the same time, we are also looking for what is the impact of your research on scientific community, right? So, and there are many studies where it has been confirmed that when you put efforts, not only in terms of publishing your research in quality journals, but at the same time making your research visible to the academic community, it basically impacts on your research. And there are lots of metrics through which we can measure the impact of scientific research, right? So, what is research visibility? What are the tools available? Why there is a need to make your research visible? And what are the metrics on which institutions or anybody they measure the impact of your scientific research? So, this is the basic objective of my today's lecture. So, in this opening remark, I'm going to share with you one very interesting story. Now in academia, there is a buzzword which we call as top 2% scientists in the world. So wherever there is a academic gathering, the first and very important question is, generally while giving your introduction or when someone introduces to the participant, that this professor is featured in the Stanford top 2% scientists of the world. And once this study got published in class biology journal, many academic institutions and many professional bodies they have started highlighting their faculty member achievement in various newspapers. And the same was happened in Punjab University also. As soon as this study got published, so the Tribune newspaper they have published the news that 11 scientists from Punjab University they are into the elite list of top 2% scientists of the world. But at the same time, what happened that there are many good renowned professors who are working in Punjab University. They approached the Vice Chancellor and they said that how it is possible that the faculty members who are having lesser number of publications, citations, etc., they are featured in the top 2% scientists of the world, and our name is not there. So then the Vice Chancellor constituted a committee and Dean Research Office has given me this responsibility that you have to submit a report why some topmost faculty member of Punjab University they are not featured in this particular list. So what I did is I have downloaded this paper and this paper is published on Open Access Journal and this is a classical example of what we call as a research visibility and measuring impact of scientific research because generally what is happening in academics that the faculty member they are more involved in teaching and research so their main concern is to take the classroom classes and to publish their research paper but they are not aware about this particular concept. So anyway I have downloaded this paper and after reading the methodology part you can see that on the left hand side you will find this is the methodology on which they have ranked top 2% scientists of the world. And once I read this article first time, it is totally out of my mind. Like how I can apply this formula in terms of ranking the top 2% scientists in Punjab University. So I contacted one of the professors in the statistics department and I said, sir, can you please help me in terms of understanding this statistical formula? So he said, you don't worry about the formula, you just try to take the numbers which the team of Stanford University they have extracted from the Scopus database. And we all know in academics, Scopus is considered as one of the most authentic database in terms of getting the citation and academics detail. So if you read this methodology, the team of the Stanford University, they have devised a criteria where they have extracted the publications and citation details from the Scopus. And they have devised another matrix which they have given name composite index. In academics, we are familiar about what is citation index, and for students, I'm going to discuss this thing in my upcoming slide. But this composite index was the new thing which they have devised. So what I did, I have searched on Scopus who are the top 50 faculty members in Punjab University. And then based on these criteria, I have just taken the data from the Scopus And with the help of this formula, then I contacted the corresponding author of this particular publication. That in your study, you have highlighted only 11 faculty members who are featured in this top 2% scientists. Based on your formula, these are the numbers where I can add 18 more faculty members in the elite list of top 2% scientists. So initially they refused to take this data, but when I communicated repeatedly with this team of Stanford scientists, then they accepted. Thus, yes, you are right that 18 faculty members, they are also part of this top 2% scientists. What now their problem is, because they have already published the research paper and they can't do anything once research paper is published in any journal. So they have uploaded all the research data on Mendeley repository. So they said that it is not possible to revise this paper, but what I can do is I can update the data which we have uploaded on Mendeley repository. And once they uploaded this data, then again Punjab University published a news that it was not only 11 faculty members, it was total 27 faculty members and the scientists who got featured in this top 2% scientists of the world. Then Punjab University honored all these 27 faculty members. So what I'm trying to say is, now in every academic institutions, now the faculty member and the scientists, they are more concerned about whether their name will be there in the upcoming study which is going to publish in next year of the same team, because they published in 21 and they published in 2022 also. And if you read this study, they said that continuously we are going to publish similar type of studies so that we can recognize who are the top 2% scientists in the world. So now in Punjab University, all the good researchers, they are talking about how our name can feature in this list in upcoming year. And I'm very much sure that with my little effort, now in coming year, we are expecting that more number of faculty members you will find in this top 2% scientists of the world. So now the important thing is, it is not only about publication. And for all the research scholars, this is one of the classical article which is published in Nature Journal, where they have ranked top 10 highly cited paper of all time. And if you see, if you read this particular study, you will be surprised to know that there was one article which was published in the year, I think 65. That particular research is cited as a highly cited paper in the academic community, and it has been cited more than 3 lakh times. So these are some of the studies, some of the key highlights of this study, where they have said that 10% of the articles submitted in top quality journals, they got accepted. 90% of the articles, they got rejected because of many reasons. You know, sometimes you have done very good study, but you have failed to recognize which is the best journal where I can publish my research paper. And as per the Village International Directory, there are more than 5 lakh journals are published by different countries throughout the world. So it is going to be very, very difficult for any researcher to identify the right journal for their research paper. And there are some other things also, based on which generally the new researcher, they receive less rejection. And all these things is highlighted in this particular study. Another important highlight of this particular study is 43% of SCI index paper. You know, there's no doubt about indexing of SCI, Science Citation Index. Specifically in sciences and engineering, if any journal is indexed by SCI, it is regarded as the highly recognized journal. So again, there is a perception among the researchers that once we publish our research in any Scopus or SCI index journal, the academicians, they will start downloading and citing our research paper. And this is not true, because 43% of SCI index paper, they have never received any citation. So what this study is highlighting is that it is not only how many research paper you have published, at the same time, what is the total citation of your research paper? What is the H index of that particular researcher? What is I-10 index? What is FWCI? What is cumulative impact factor? What is 5-year impact factor? What is G index? What is I-10 index? What is H5 index? Because all these index, they play very important role whenever in terms of awarding any project to you, or whenever there is a talk about regarding any professor by giving some honor in the form of award or any recognition. Because this I am seeing in Punjab University, that when any principal investigator, he or she is applying for any funding agencies, all these metrics you have to fill, because now these metrics play very important role, right? So this study says that 50% of your academic achievement is through your research publication, and remaining 50% is how much efforts you are to take in terms of making your research visible, right? So, talking about why research publication is important, because we all know that whatever research you are doing, it should be disseminated. And how you can disseminate your research? You need journals. And what are journals? Journals are basically a platform which is developed by a publisher, institution, or any professional bodies. And you will be surprised to know that these two are considered as the pioneer journal which got published in the year 1665. And since then, there is a huge increase of publishing of journals are concerned. So we need to publish our research papers so that we can enhance the knowledge, or we can add something in the existing knowledge, right? And when you are publishing good quality research paper, then only you are regarded as an expert in that particular field, not only at the national level, but also at the international level, right? So this is the common phrase. Either you have to publish, or there will be very difficult for you to survive. And one of the important parameters why research institutions and academic institutions, if you see their objectives, one of their objectives is to become a research-centric university. And what is the reason? The reason is various ranking agencies. Because now almost all the academic institutions, they are in the rat race where they want to uplift their institutional ranking. And if you see the ranking methodology of any ranking agency, whether it is NIR, Times Higher Education ranking, QS ranking, more than 50% weightage they are giving for research publications and citations. And some of other benefits I have already explained to you, because for a researcher you need good quality research publications. Okay. Now, why research visibility is very, very important? You know, in academia there is very important website. It's called academia.edu. And as per this website, on daily basis, researchers they are publishing 7,000 research papers, and majority of these papers they are never ever get cited or downloaded. So that is why it is very, very important for all the researchers to make your research visible. And as per the various studies, it has been confirmed that when you make your research visible to the academic community, it means you are increasing the access. You know, the logic is, suppose I am a researcher and I have published my research paper in any Elsevier journal. So as soon as you publish your research paper, you are basically limiting its access, because only those researchers where their institution is having access of Elsevier, they can only able to download your research paper. And you just assume, like how many institutions in Punjab University we are paying 1.5 crore rupees just to have access of all the Elsevier publications. So you think about other academic institutions. So as soon as you publish your research paper in any commercial publisher, basically you are limiting its access, because you need to subscribe to publisher's database to have access of that particular research paper. But once you start making efforts in terms of making your research visible, then your research can be downloaded by anyone with the help of internet, right? And then once you make your research visible, once you enhance the access of your research, definitely more and more people they will start downloading your paper. And once they start downloading your paper, then definitely it will reflect in terms of citations. And once you start receiving the citation, this is the impact of your research. That the academicians who are working on the same area, they are citing your research. Right? One more thing, now how we can enhance the visibility of our research. So before understanding the research visibility, you have to understand what are the aspects of research visibility. Now suppose you have published any research paper and Google is not giving you any result. In that case, basically you are limiting its access. Even the Google Scholar, even if you have published your research paper in any commercial publisher, you can make your research visible through Google Scholar. But before this, you have to check the copyright policy and you have to understand different versions of any research paper. So you have to put efforts in terms of making your research visible through any search engine. Then you can communicate, then you can tell using the social media platform to your peers, to your colleagues that this is the research paper which I have published. And if your institution has developed any research repository, like in case of Indian Institute of Science Bangalore, now there it is mandatory for all the researchers that whatever paper they are publishing in various commercial journals, they have to upload the preprint version of their research paper in their research repository, so that it can be accessed by anybody from any part of the world. So these are the platforms through which you can make your research visible. Now talking about what are the tools available. There are many tools available through which you can make your research visible to the academic community. And all these tools, they are called as a research visibility tool. Right? Now, but before using any research visibility tool, you have to understand the different versions of your research paper, because the copyright policies of different publishers, it is altogether different according to your version of your research paper. So any research paper is having three components or three versions: preprint, postprint, and publisher's version. What is preprint? The first draft of your manuscript which you first time submit to any editor. That is called preprint. And all the researchers across the world, they are having the copyright ownership of your preprint work, whether you have published in any commercial or any open access journal. And what is postprint version? The final draft of your manuscript, which you have modified according to reviewers' comment. And once your paper published in any journal, then it is called as a publisher version. And no researcher, no publishers are allowing any researchers to upload the publisher version on any research visibility tool. Now again, if you go to ResearchGate, it is a very common platform among the researcher where you are uploading your research paper. And randomly, if you see any research scholar profile, what they are doing, they are uploading the publisher version, means the PDF copy of your article, which is totally a violation of Copyright Act of any publisher. Right? So you can upload the preprint version and you can upload the final version, that is called postprint, after the embargo period of 6 to 12 months. And now you can ask me a question: how I can check the copyright policies of different publishers? And for this is the only website in the world which can give you the authentic information of any publisher's copyright policy. That is called Sherpa Romeo. Simply go to Google, open this website, and enter the ISSN or name of any journal. Now, for example, if anyone has published any research paper in Nature journal, now you want to check whether Nature is allowing you to upload the research work in any research visibility tool or not. So, as per the Nature journal policy, you can upload the preprint version in any platform. You can upload the publisher work, the postprint version, after the embargo period of 6 months. 6 months means, suppose I have published my research paper in January issue of any Nature journal. Now after June, I can upload the postprint version. But if you are uploading the publisher version, that is totally violation of the copyright policy. So this is the only website which can give you information about each and every publisher, because this is funded by this body, which is very common or very famous funding agencies in UK, and they are providing you the accurate and reliable information. Now talking about research visibility. Now for all the researchers, specifically for the faculty members, generally what is happening when you publish your research paper in any Scopus index journal, Scopus is creating you your unique ID. And next time when you publish your research paper, it will index all your paper under one ID. But the problem with Scopus is it is not 100% accurate and reliable. And specifically when you are having the common name. I can give example of Professor Anil Kumar, who was a speaker yesterday. Why Professor Anil Kumar was not in the list of top 2% scientists? Because of the Scopus problem. Because Scopus has created 4 different IDs for the same professor. Now Professor Anil Kumar is sharing 20 paper with one ID, 30 paper with second ID, 40 paper. Or suppose if Stanford has picked any Scopus ID, where the paper number is a not actual reflection of what he is doing, then definitely he will be not in the Stanford list. So that is why it is very, very important to regularly check your Scopus ID. Sometimes what is happening that you are taking the credit of someone else's publication, and someone else is taking credit of your publication. Because we are so much dependent on Scopus that we think that whatever information Scopus is giving, it is 100% accurate and reliable. But it is actually not. So that is why just to maintain or just to keep all the updated record in Scopus, what you can do is you can create an auth ID. And this is considered as an Aadhaar card for every researcher. Now, Government of India, in their recent regulation or recent notification, they have made it mandatory that if any faculty member, they have not created their Vidwan ID or their IRI MS ID or OFF ID, funding agencies are not going to give you any fund, and you will be not included in the expert committee which UGC is constituting at national level. So now it is mandatory, or for research scholar, what you can do is, if you have started your research, just try to index everything about your research in ORCID. Because ORCID is sharing metadata with each and every publisher, with each and every search engine. So suppose I have published my research paper in any printed journal, but I have given the bibliographical information in ORCID. So whosoever will search on Google, your paper will be at the topmost position. And then from there, they can download your research paper. So that is why creating your ORCID is very, very important. And there are 4 or 5 segments of ORCID. You can tell about yourself. You can tell about your research interest area. You can give the information about your employment history. And then all your research publications. And in Scopus, there is a provision where you can link your Scopus ID with ORCID. And if you are continuously updating your ORCID, definitely Scopus will reflect correct publication and citation details. Right? Then the next is your researcher IDs. And let me tell you one more thing, that all these things are not new if you are listening this thing first time. Because the researcher committee, they are already aware about this thing. So researcher is about when you are publishing your research paper in any SCI index journal. So now, Government of India has not made it mandatory till now, but very soon you will find some notification or regulation where there will be a mandatory clause that you have to mention all your Scopus ID and researcher IDs, right? So researcher ID is very similar to the Scopus ID, but it is only for the SCI index publications that you have to maintain. Then the Google Scholar, it's a public platform where you can tell about all your research through Google. And it is a free tool and hardly take 5 to 10 minutes to create your Google Scholar profile. And whosoever will cite you, Google will give you all the information about the citation and index. Then the ResearchGate. ResearchGate is not only a platform where you can make the research visible. You can have the international collaboration also. I have published 3 speaker papers because of research gate. Because some other researcher from some other part of the world, they have contacted me that I want to do similar study in my research area. So there we have collaborated, and I think this is a quite well-known fact that when you are having foreign collaboration, then it becomes very easy to publish your research paper in good quality intellectual. So the research gate is also for collaboration. So if you have not created your profile, then definitely you can think about creating your profile on research gate, then academia, then disseminate. Again, this is a very well-known platform where the researchers, specifically in UK, they are uploading their preprint so that anybody can download their research paper and anybody can cite their research paper. LinkedIn, generally we are using LinkedIn in terms of searching the job, but many topmost professors